An emergency injunction hearing regarding thousands of voter registrations in Georgia. Paperwork filed has not been processed by the Secretary of State's office and county elections boards. Here is how those numbers break down by demographic. Critics say the holds affect minorities the most, so today the case was in federal court.
Judge, this is insane. A nationally recognized elections attorney speaking in federal court about the U.S. citizens potentially being denied their right to vote in this November's Georgia election.
The people who are U.S. citizens in Georgia are being denied the ability to get on the voter rolls through no fault of their own, and after having followed every rule and have submitted voter registration applications that are perfectly filled out and proof of their citizenship.
Part of a larger case, this specific emergency injunction honing in on the more than 3,500 citizens who did those things properly, but for whom elections officials failed to verify their paperwork to counter old records from the Department of Driver Services.
The voter is being asked to make up for the Secretary of State's mistakes here.
Attorneys for the Secretary of State's office admitting, quote unquote, mistakes have no doubt been made, but shifting the blame to the elections boards in Georgia's 159 counties.
He's implementing this process that's causing this problem from the very beginning and then dumps it on the laps of the counties to deal with the aftermath.
And Secretary Kemp's attorney saying that those voters can use provisional ballots. That's a different argument than Secretary Kemp has been making on the campaign trail.
Anyone who meets the requirements that's on the pending list, all they have to do is do the same thing that you and I at home have to do. Go to your polling location, show your government ID, and you can vote.
Clearly that's not the case for the people who are being unfairly and inaccurately flagged as non-citizens.
In some cases, like one in Fulton County, they haven't even been allowed to vote by those provisional ballots as required by law. The Secretary of State's office also asking why the nonprofits didn't make them aware of the voters in limbo earlier.
That's not their job, but they are doing it. The Secretary of State now has to step up and do his job.
And making the same pleadings as before, that it would be too hard to implement these changes before the election. Those filing on behalf of the voters requesting that the voters be allowed to vote and that the Secretary of State be required to issue a statement correcting his claims that all voters have to do is show ID. The Attorney General and Secretary of State's offices not commenting on the case. Reporting in Atlanta, I'm Ashley Bridges.
That federal judge saying she will rule as quickly as possible, given how close we are to the midterms. This is important to note, a different case and different judge than the case ruling against the Secretary of State's office last week on matching signatures.